So I'm going to show you a bit of code that I will show you in the lesson as well, but this will help you for the lesson, and I'll go through a bit of an introduction of what we're going to be doing in the lesson as well. All of that will help you answer some questions. So we're going to be concentrating on lists. We will talk about variables as well that we've used, which we have used before, and I'm going to start off by talking about a subroutine. So when I click the flag in this code, it's going to run this subroutine called populate shopping list, which will run this. It says define populate shopping list. It will run this. It's then going to set item to blank. I've got a variable. Remember, a variable stores data or information. So at the moment, I've got nothing in it. I'm just going to set it to blank when I run the code and delete all the shopping list, which is currently empty. But if I did have something in it, it would be blank. It would make sure it's blank. That's just so every time I run the code, the variable and the shopping list are both blank straight away. So I can do a new list. It's then going to ask, what should I add to the shopping list? It's going to ask me a question at the bottom. I can type something in, and my answer to that is going to be set as the item. So the variable will store my answer to that. So I'm going to type in eggs. I'll show you that in a minute. Eggs, and it'll store answer. Answer will now be stored in item. Item will hold the data eggs, or the information eggs. Then add my variable item, which will be eggs, to the shopping list. So I'll add eggs up here. Then it'll ask me again, what shall I add? I'll give a different answer, and then that will be stored in item, so eggs won't be there anymore. So let's say I say bread. So bread will now be stored in item, and then add that item, which is bread, to the shopping list. Okay, so let's run it. So eggs, the variable, gets added to the shopping list. You can see it in the variable and in the shopping list. So it's asking me again, bread. Now, what happens is, what's useful about a list is, I can store more than one thing in it. The variable is very useful, but I can only keep one piece of information in it. So now it's bread, eggs is gone, but my list has got more in it. So what else do I want? Let's say I need to get some sugar. I put sugar in. So 3 things I've got in. That's what my code does. It asks me 3 times and imports them all in there. Now in lesson, you're going to go through this worksheet, and you're going to go to a piece of code that looks like this. And you're going to investigate the code and investigate the lists. So first off, it says click on the green goblin sprite to view the code. Press the green flag. Read what the goblin has to say. So do the instructions first, then answer the question and put your answers over there. So click on the goblin sprite to view the code. So the goblin, can't see him, there you go, goblin sprite to view the code. I'll zoom out a little bit so we can see a bit better. Here's the code. Next bit says, press the green flag. So press the green flag. The goblin said to get to the next level, you need to give the centaur a few items. I have one of them with me, but I need an object first. Read what the goblin has to say. I've done that. What is currently being held in the inventory list? Well, currently I have nothing. Okay, but the goblin's just giving you a bit of information. Next one, walk towards the goblin, read what he has to say, look at the goblin code. So if I look at the cat's code, you can see that up, down, left, right is how I'm going to move. So I start to walk towards the goblin using my arrow keys, and he's starting to talk. You don't have the item I need, he's telling me. But it tells me the instructions to look at the code for the goblin. What needs to be in the inventory list for the goblin to give you a diamond. So if I look at the code for a goblin again, if I look, it says here, thanks for the apple, here is a diamond. So I know if I give him an apple, he's going to give me a diamond because it's in the code, you can see it. So what needs to be in the list for the goblin to give you a diamond? Well, I need to make sure that I've got in my list, that's what I'm holding, my inventory is what I hold, I need to have an apple in here, so then I can give that to the goblin. So apple is the answer there. Click on the apple sprite to view the apple code, walk to the apple, don't collect any other items along the way. So click on the apple sprite, walk to the apple, don't get any of the other items. So you want to dodge that little gift and the melon. So when I get the apple, you can see it's added to the list. What happens to the inventory list when Scratch touches the apple? Well, it gets added. Okay, and that's because it says here, show the apple, but wait until touching Scratch, that's the cat, add the apple to the inventory. So it's gone to the inventory. And then you'll work your way through.